Hello everyone. So the water is starting to thaw. We're getting close here in Colorado. So time's almost here, thank goodness. But I will do a video here coming up pretty soon about what, when, where, how to throw lures, what I use, whatever. When in that time when it's like pre-spawn, it's starting to warm up. Water's still cold though, starting to warm up. But yeah, I'll do a video on that. That'll be coming up here within a couple days. But I figured since the season's getting started, I would do a rod and reel arsenal video for this year. Because pretty much all my stuff is new this year from the last rod and reel arsenal video I did last year, like early summer or whatever when I did that. So really there's only like 2 rods that are still from last year, I think. So we'll get into that. And we'll start with my spinning rod. This is the Pflueger President. Now this is one of the biggest selling spinning reels for years, one of the top rated for years, for a reason. This thing is awesome. I have Dewas, I have Abus, I have real expensive pin reels. This thing blows them all away, in all honesty. Cast a mile, it's super smooth. I love it. Now originally I bought this as a combo, and this might have been in last year's Arsenal video, I'm not sure. I think I might have got it a little bit before that one. But anyway, I originally bought this as the combo that came with the Pflueger President reel and rod. That rod I ended up snapping in half after like a month or two. Caught it on the boat cleat and then went to cast it and snapped. So yeah, so then I bought a St. Croix rod, snapped that one in half about the 3rd time using it. Same thing. So I ended up buying this rod instead, and this one I am taking better care of, and I won't have to worry about that dang boat cleat soon enough. Hint hint. But anyway, this is 6'6" medium action spinning rod, the G Loomis E6X. They are expensive. It's like $180 for this rod, which is actually pretty cheap for D Loomis. It's like their cheaper rods, but still I know it's pretty pricey. But it is an amazing, amazing rod. These corks are amazing. Super whippy, great for all this light stuff. Beautiful spinning rod. So I'm very happy with that. On my spinning rods I always do like 20-pound braid, always. They always seem to work really good with these reels, you know, instead of dealing with mono sometimes that likes to get wrapped around or doesn't really come out as far. Braid really just seems to cast a lot better. But then on that, always have a fluorocarbon leader though, about 3 foot, usually change it up depending on water clarity, but usually about 3 foot is where I stand. Anywhere from, I usually go 8 to 12. I think this actually is 6. Sometimes I'll go 6 on my fluorocarbon leader. See, I got a Ned rig on there right now. And yeah, but Pflueger President G Loomis E6X. And this rod goes with me everywhere. Bank fishing, boat, kayak. It's one of the first rods I always grab because it's always nice to have a spinning rod. You never know when you're going to need to do some finesse fishing. Alright, so we'll go with one that is from last year. This one I've had literally bought right before that video, and it was something that I had wanted for a long time, and I finally got it, so I was pretty stoked on it then. And I said in that video I'm an Abu Garcia guy, which was true. Back then I had been using Abu Garcia stuff for years, but that started to change literally a week after last year's Rod and Reel Arsenal video. But this rod I still use. It's still a great reel and rod. It is the Revo SX 7:1 gear ratio rod, or reel. The rod is a Vendetta 7'3" medium heavy. The thing that I like about the more expensive Abu Garcia rods is the reel tensioner on the rod seat is aluminum. It freaking clicks. It's nice. Super strong. I like that a lot. Instead of those cheapy plastic ones that everyone else does that just don't seem to be tough enough. But yeah, so 7:1 gear ratio, Revo SX. These Revos are actually really, really nice. I'm not going to talk bad about them, even though I'm not really into Abu Garcia anymore. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But it is a nice reel. The only thing I don't like about it is it's plastic, you know. But they're really good if you have 150, because the Revo SXs are 150. This is actually the Gen 3 version. The Gen 4 is out now. The Gen 4 was coming out, so they put the Gen 3s on sale, so I got it for 110 last year. But yeah, I keep 50-pound braid on this. I usually use this for top water. Whopper ploppers I like throwing with this thing. Frogs, you know, all that stuff. And then if I'm not fishing like real heavy cover, then I also pitch jigs with it and everything too. So there's that. And it's my colors, red and black. That's another thing that I really like about this rod. Alright, so the last Abu Garcia thing is this rod. And this one is super expensive. Well, not super expensive, but for like Abu stuff, it's pretty dang expensive. Like 150 bucks. It's the Veritas, or whatever, however you pronounce that. It's still got the nice reel seat on it. This actually just has a old Silver Max on there. I will say that these Silver Maxes, if you are on a budget, are really nice, cheap reels. They're not the smoothest in the world. I mean, they're $60, so you can't expect too much. But if you are on a budget, you can do a lot worse than these. These are 60. The Black Maxes are 50. Don't really like the Black Maxes, but these Silver Maxes are actually pretty good. And then the Pro Max is like 80, and that I had a couple of those too. Those are pretty awesome. But this reel will be changed with a new reel pretty soon. Before summer, I will buy a new reel for it, which will be another one of a reel I will show you with the next, within the next couple. But anyway, the Veritas rod is a 7'6" medium heavy. Use this on deep diving crankbaits. So this pretty much just gets used in the summer, is when I'm throwing those real deep diving crankbaits, and pretty much just on the boat. And, you know, on the kayak too, I guess. But usually I keep 17-pound mono, or 17-pound fluoro actually. That's what I like to use. This one actually has mono on it. But usually keep 17-pound fluoro. And that's that. This rod is actually really, really nice. Not going to be super nice if I keep hitting it on stuff. Alright. Now, I was an Abu Garcia guy, like I said, and I said that in that video. A week later, I said, screw it, I am going to buy a Shimano. Everyone swears by Shimano, you know, it's like a religion to some people. So I was like, okay, I am buying a Shimano, I am finally going to do it. I didn't buy a super expensive one, I just bought the Sitka, which is 150, 7:2:1 gear ratio. Yeah, this is on another G Loomis E6X casting rod version that is 7:1 medium heavy, extra fast. So this rod is amazing. It like has the action of like a medium rod, but with that extra backbone on it. So I like it for jerkbaits, also twitching frogs. So that's usually what I use this for. Now the Shimano, well, okay, and I keep 50-pound braid on it, and then you got your fluorocarbon leader if you're running some jerk baits. But anyway, this Shimano, I bought it. The first couple weeks, I was like, yep, that's it. I'm a Shimano guy. This thing is freaking amazing. Now I see why everyone loves them. Blah, 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 blah. But within a couple weeks, that had changed as well. Because I decided, you know what, instead of that, I am going to buy a reel that I always thought was super sexy looking. Just looked so awesome, and I hear great things about it, but I also hear crappy things about it, but I'm doing it anyway. And that's it. No more Shimanos, no more Abu Garcias. 13 fishing, concept A. I bought this and was immediately blown away. The very first day I used it was this video, so that probably had a little bit to do with it. But just watch that video and you'll see. But no, it is freaking phenomenal. The smoothest reel ever. Casts so much further than even the Shimano with ease. It's just beautiful. But anyway, this is a 6:1 gear ratio, 17-pound fluoro. This 7'3" medium fast action rod, which is actually a 13 fishing rod. It's the Omen Black. I love the butt on this thing. It's not super long, and yeah, this rod is amazing too. But okay, and this I use for, you know, chatterbaits, spinnerbaits, my shallow running crankbaits. This rod is with me every single time. Bank, kayak, boat, whatever. This one, the spinning rod, are the first two I grab, no matter where I'm going, what I'm doing. But the reason why I think this is so much better than Shimano stuff, there's a few. It's so much smaller and lighter. This thing is super tiny. Yes, the spool is a little smaller than like the Shimano's, but that I will take a little less line because it's not like you're really gonna use all your frickin' line anyway. I don't see why that's a big deal. Even though this thing does cast a mile, but still. But it is so small and comfortable to have in your hand all frickin' day when you are using this thing all day. Shimano is big and bulky and heavy and just annoying. The other thing I love is they are both centrifugal braking, but the 13 fishing has a turn knob that goes 0 to 6, which I like a lot more than the Shimano's four little click buttons that are plastic and cheapy, and I just always think they're gonna break. So I was totally just blown away by this reel. Now, the reviews and stuff that I read, like on Tackle Warehouse and stuff like that, or other places, I see people saying, oh, they make awful noises and they suck and blah 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 blah. They start to make noises because you don't clean them. You need to clean your reels every 6 months or even earlier if you're fishing like all the time and a lot of slop and stuff. Definitely need to at the very least just do a light cleaning. Excuse me, greasing and oiling on them, but every 6 months probably go a little deeper, and then definitely in the winter take them all apart, grease, oil, clean them. I do that with all my reels every winter, no matter what it is. But you know, people said, oh, they start making this whining noise, which mine did start doing. Very easy fix. It's this little, you know, where your eye runs through, your little bar in there. It's open, so you get sand in there and it starts making that whining noise. Take a little Q-tip with some alcohol, put that in there, and then drop a couple oil drops in there. It's completely gone. It's not that difficult. You just need to take care of your stuff, especially if you're buying more expensive stuff. Definitely take care of it. So that is all I can say to those morons that were saying all that. And they can say up and down how, oh, I do take care of my stuff. You're probably actually not, or you're not doing it right. Alright. So, yeah, that's totally what changed me, was that 13 fishing concept A. So now this is a brand new rod and reel, not even used at all yet. I still have the plastic on the handle, but it is the concept C, which is $230, pretty pricey. still not super pricey, I guess. You can go buy a Shimano for 500 if you want. 230, and yeah, I'm super excited to use this. Yes, it is pearl white, which is gonna get filthy, I know, but who really cares? It looks pretty cool. I still like the Concept A look a little bit more though, the black, but that's not really. If this thing works better than that Concept A, I'm gonna be amazed. If it works as good, I'm still gonna be super happy with it. But yeah, this is the 8-to-1 gear ratio, and is on another Omen black rod, but this rod is a 7'3" heavy fast action, so this is going to be my flipping, pitching jig rod. This will be what this thing is used for pretty much all the time. So I have 65-pound braid on it. I usually put that on my flipping rods. If I go with a leader, 25-pound fluorocarbon R20, about 3 foot at least on my leaders. I like going with braid on my flipping rods and not just straight fluoro. I just think, because fish a lot of falling down trees and sticks and things is most of our heavy cover, and braid just holds up to that a lot better. But if the water's still pretty clear, that nice invisibility of the fluorocarbon helps a lot. If the water's pretty freaking dirty, then I'll just go straight braid, but even then, a lot of times now I've been using fluorocarbon leader just as a kind of a confidence thing. But yeah, so this sucker is going to get a lot of use, and it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to try that. Now, the very last thing is also brand spanking new. Let's see if I can get this beast over here. I'm going to start trying big Swimbaits more this year. I have thrown a couple huddle stems here and there with varying success, I guess. This year, this winter I've stocked up on a bunch of 8-inch huddle stems, some S-wavers. I've been really getting some big Swimbaits going, 6-inch ones too, and just a bunch of Swimbaits, Savage Gear ones. I've got a whole big old box just stuffed to the gills now with Swimbaits, so I really want to get into this a lot more and try it. This is the 1.3x13 fishing, which is like their cheaper sister company. So those reels, you know, like I said, 175, 230. I'm really not trying to push 13 fishing on anyone, I guess. I'm just that impressed with them and like them that much that I'm just talking about it a lot. But, you know, those are probably pretty expensive. The 1.3x13 fishing is their cheaper sister company. They make cheaper versions of those reels and rods and stuff. Like their Origin A, I think, is like 80, and their Origin C is like 100. So those are cheaper options of those reels. And the rods, like this is like $80 big Swimbait rod, which is unheard of. But I have used it once, actually, for a few hours, when, like a couple weeks ago, when the water was kind of melting, like half the lake was like melting, and I was like, I just want to start throwing those big Swimbaits and just checking it out, trying the rod and everything. So I did, and it's a broomstick. It is a beast, and it's pretty dang cool. But it is the Defy Black, 8-foot, heavy, and this reel is an old Abu Garcia Ambassador reel. If you want to get into big Swimbaits and you need a reel, look at eBay. I bought this used off eBay, $30, and they have a ton of Abu Garcia Ambassador reels, and this one's like barely even used, and it works phenomenally. And they have tons of them on there for like 20-30 bucks. So, you know, it's a good cheap option if you're just getting into it, not even sure if you're going to do it really a lot, whatever. It's a good cheap option. So I went that route instead of buying like, you know, a new one, or some companies are starting to come out with like smaller profile ones with bigger, you know, that can handle the big baits and bigger spools on them and stuff. Like 13 has a Concept A3, which is like 250 bucks. which is like the A but bigger and has a bigger spool and a big old cranking handle on it. I was like, I don't want to spend that on something that I don't even know if I'm going to like or even have really luck here in Colorado with. So, because really no one does this. And maybe there's something to it, but there's probably not. So, I'm going to be catching some giants. I'm going to try the crap out of this year. So, there you go. There's that. I have 25-pound fluoro on it, just straight fluoro. 25-pound. And yeah, we're going to try that sucker this year too. So that is the whole arsenal for bass fishing this year. This thing is a broomstick. A really long broomstick. Alright. That's my arsenal for this year. So, you know, like the Concept A, that's the 6/6-1, goes with me everywhere. It's like the cranking rod and my Fluger President spinning rod goes with me everywhere. And the other ones just change accordingly. But yeah, usually on the boat, all 7 will be with me, or at least 6 of them. On the kayak, 4 or 5 will be with me. Bank fishing, like 3 will be with me. So it's usually what I go with. But now you know what I'm running. Now you know what I like. Got my opinion on some stuff. Take it or leave it. Whatever. You might think I'm stupid. I don't really care. Because I'm not. I know my stuff. Alright. But anyway, here in a couple days I'll have a video on what to throw, when to throw, why, how, when when the ice starts melting and the water's starting to warm up a little bit, what really just crushes them at that time. Stuff that I'll be throwing. So we'll have a video on that here within a couple days. Fishing will be happening soon, I promise. I haven't even really gotten to the trout fly fishing this year. Haven't really had a whole lot of time and haven't really had the energy to do so. I just want to go bass fishing. We gotta get this going. And also there's big things coming up. Kinda alluded to it earlier. Caught that. Within a month, probably. Yeah, within a month. Month and a half. That'll be big. But anyway, thanks for checking it out. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Make sure to do that. Check out my other videos. Thank you. See you later. I don't have Franklin to say goodbye. Click on my logo in the upper left-hand corner to subscribe. In the upper right-hand corner is the last video I made. In the lower right-hand corner, there's a video I know you'll enjoy. And make sure to hit that like button down below as well.